Okay, so the walk between the dogs has gone well, no problems. You can move it to the backyard or an enclosed space where the dogs are secured. And so you can drop the leash, keep the leash on the dogs because it makes it a lot easier. If you need to intervene and separate them, you can step on the leash or pick up the leash and move the dogs away from each other. Again, it's best if you have at least one person per dog. So if you let them in the backyard and you drop the leash, what you're looking for is the dogs to show some interest in each other. Maybe a little excited, but they shouldn't be overwhelmingly excited. Now, you know your dog, the resident dog, so watch the new dog. If the new dog seems to be actively trying to get away or a little too enthusiastic with your dog, they're putting their head over the shoulder or neck of the resident dog, they're standing on the resident dog, or they're mounting the resident dog, which is a sign not just of dominance, it's also a very awkward invitation for play for many dogs. If you see any of these things, separate the dogs, go back to the walk, try it a few days, bring them back in the backyard. What I'm looking for is the dogs will come together, they check each other out, kind of, take turns who gets to be the main sniffer, and then they go their own way. And then they'll come back again in a little while and do it again. And maybe they'll run for a moment or two and then they separate. This is what I'm looking for. I want the dogs to come together and then really not have a lot of interest. Too much interest in each other usually is going to escalate and could lead to an altercation or worst case, a fight. Again, keep this period of time very short. The first through 5 or 6 outside times together should be no more than 10 minutes. The majority of dog bite calls I get where it's a dog to dog bite, they were doing so well and then they weren't, but they were great. They were playing all day. Well, a dog can't handle all day. 15 minutes is about the limit when they are experiencing something new. So keep it really short and don't ever leave the dogs loose unattended. One last way you can kind of get the dogs used to being in the same space as each other and make sure that they are showing signs of being cohesive with each other is, again, 2 people in the house. One person has a dog on leash. The other person has the other dog on the leash. And just sit and relax. Whether you're watching a movie, video games, preferably not the real violent ones because that could trigger some dogs, catching up on social media, reading, whatever it is. But you're just relaxing. Allow the dogs to be in the same space as each other without pressure of having to engage. Allow that to happen slowly and naturally, and it should go really well.